Welcome to the recap video, traders. So today was such a slow day. Again, the third slow day in a row, driving me a little bit insane. Although SIF, if you got aggressive in those first 7 minutes, you could have made some really nice gains. I think it had 2 green candles, both of which were over 20%. So that would have been boom, winner. You could have just walked away the rest of the day. I missed that because it was not on my main chart. I'm going to show you guys. I have 2 charts on this screen and then 1 chart on my live streaming screen that I was kind of focused on. Then I was like, we gotta stop running. Went over to that one. I was a little too conservative because I knew we've been having low momentum in the small cap world, so I didn't really get aggressive on it. Although I should have. So I'm going to be reviewing SIF first. It's a really cool one. I think you guys are going to like this one. A nice open range breakout past pre-market highs. It was absolutely beautiful. But after that, volume dried up and there was really nothing else. So today I actually ended the day $10 red by the time I ended the recap video, filming the recap video. But right at the end of the recap video, I saw a really nice entry on SIF at about $4, which has been multi-month support and resistance, and it cracked $4. I didn't buy yet, and it pulled right back up. There was not a lot of sellers interested in shorting that area because I think of that big support zone right above it. So as it broke back up above it, I went ahead and entered that trade. So right now that one is still live, which will obviously affect my P&L for the day. So maybe I'll end the day green or more in the red, who knows? Obviously, it's going to be posted in Trade Journal for all of the trades in this challenge, which you guys can review on your own time. Although right now, that functionality on Trade Journal isn't yet available, but it will be, especially by the end of the challenge. Either way, I think at this very moment, I'm green on the day, but here is a picture of the actual trade live right now. So by the time you're watching this, you probably know if I'm green or red already. You know I take between 20 and 40 cents per trade. So if this one goes to 440, you can basically guarantee I got out with a profit. If it kept pulling back, you could probably guarantee that I took a small loss if we break $4. And good news is, even though it was a super slow day in the markets, at least the small caps that we were trading, it was still fun on the stream, still a lot of learning opportunities. So I couldn't be more thankful for that. And like always, guys, questions and comments, leave them below. I answer all of them myself. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. And if you're totally new here, consider subscribing. We go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to review the watch list and then trade the market open every day. I would love to see you there. Let's dive into the charts now. And the results are in, guys. You won't believe it, but it's another red day, and I think it's a red day by like just a couple of bucks. Yeah, $10. At least as this moment, as of filming this recap, because I only did 2 trades today, and there is a small chance that I might throw in another trade if I see a good setup. I was watching CYCC, our lead gapper, which ended up totally just pulling back. I was watching FWP, seeing if this one could pull back. I'm watching SIF still, seeing if maybe we can find a good setup here. This one could curl at one point, break back above 4.2, then start trending higher again. I don't know if we're going to hit VWAP, but these are all possibilities. It was just a slow trading day, so I'm not really upset that it was a red day. It could have been a $10 green day, right? To me, it was just a scratch. It was just overall not the hottest stuff. I think SIF, and I was saying this on the stream, was 100% the best stock. Pre-market, let's talk about what we had here. This thing was gapping up 90% here, pulled back no more than, I would say, 20% tops. Trending under VWAP, which isn't my favorite, but okay, that's fine. It's still looking pretty good. And the news on it, I think, was the quarterly 2 earnings were looking pretty good. So good Q2 results, which is quite nice. So everything's there, not to mention 5 million shares outstanding. I think their float was a little closer to 4 million or so. So everything was in the what we're looking at between $2 and $7. The one thing I was a little bit nervous on was the fact that we had this big ceiling here, but at 5.5, and I was kind of nervous if we weren't going to crack that area. You can see pre-market we ran up to 4 and had a pullback. Then we hit 5.5 and pulled back at the market open. And I wasn't sure if the rest of the day we would break 5.5. That's kind of what I was waiting for. And actually, I'm going to put a little alert here, see if we do break 5.5. Right now, you can see on my former gappers, I already added SIF. So, it's on the list of stuff I keep an eye on, but at the moment, it's a bit dead to me, unless I see a really good setup. And right now, volume is just, falling off a cliff. the small cap world has been just very light on volume. By now, you'll usually see 1 or 2 lead gappers over $100 million in dollar volume being traded. So we didn't really see that. Out of the gates, SIF would have been the one to trade. So let me talk about this one a little bit more, why it would have been the one to trade. So I had another chart over here, and you guys see this in the intro that I did. Basically, this chart on my other screen. So I had SIF on this chart right here. Originally, at the gate open, I had CYCC. I think it was on it, 5% move, then it pulled back. And that's when I was like, uh-oh, here we go, SIF pulling up higher. I switched over this screen. I wasn't really quick enough. I think, was this a hold? I don't even really remember. So much stuff going on this morning. No, this was not a hold. We just pulled up. Really, yeah, there was no hold. This was a huge green candle. This was a 27% move, had a 1 minute pullback, about 10%. This candle, I should have got aggressive on. When I saw this one pulling higher, I should have jumped on this like that squirrel we were talking about on the stream, jumping after the nut. I should have just, turned around, saw the nut, and just jump right after that. If you don't understand that, that's fine. It's not a big deal. What the point is, when I saw this, pulling up, making a new high, I really should have got aggressive. I know that we've been having a bit of a slow, small cap momentum, so I didn't really feel like I wanted to get aggressive. I was thinking we'd see maybe a quick pullback here. So it's definitely my fault that, it could have been a really nice green day. If we took a smaller position size, even we could have still had a big win on this one. We had, again, a second pullback right here. We had an attempt to break higher. This was about 10% move. If you got a perfect entry and perfect exit. I didn't really see this one falling through, especially with that big resistance here. I was thinking we might see an ABC pattern here. I was about to get aggressive here on this dip, but then pulled back, and then I was waiting for another pullback. It was tough to trade. This setup right here as we were breaking the open range. This is an open range breakout, so let me review that a little bit, but this really would have been it. And after that, there was basically nothing today. Maybe a few good dip buys here and there. FWP could have been kind of interesting, but it was getting halted so much, so you really would have had to get aggressive before the halts really kicked in. Here you can see FWP, and you can see pre-market wasn't really doing much of anything. Let me see, get my thing out. Had a red to green move, had a first pullback here, and then it shot up 55%. So if you were able to catch FWP before the halt, it would have been quite nice. I was not, and that's why I kind of missed this whole move. I didn't really want to, trade this one getting unhalted and, being caught into like a flash pullback that goes back 20%. Maybe a bounce off 9.5 because it was multi-month support and resistance could have been a nice bounce, but even that wasn't really too impressive. So FWP, I don't know. Everything else was just trending down all day. It was a little depressing, to be honest. But oh well. I basically just avoided a lot of risk by not getting super aggressive, having FOMO, trying to trade this breakout and all of a sudden being down 10%. So I avoided a lot of that, which was good. But the reason this one is an open range breakout and why I really should have got aggressive on this one is because $4 is multi-month support and resistance, right? We had a fake out of this area of 4.3. Weren't able to break out. We finally broke out with big volume here and pulled back to the 4. So kind of a similar setup to this, but at market open with a hot catalyst. I mean, SIF, this is the lead gapper. This is one everyone's looking at. And then we had nice open range breakout, first pullback, and then a continuation. So this was really, really sweet. I wish I got this one, but I just, I didn't. So let's talk about what I did afterwards. This thing starts consolidating, making a bit of a just consolidation continuation pattern here, pull back again, was expecting again this thing to pull back just a little bit more, never happened. And then this move from the low to the high was about 18%. This was looking pretty good. And I was like, okay, it looks like we're going to break about VWAP. I felt pretty confident about that. So I enter here as we have this potential breakout. We don't get the breakout, and I close out my position. A minute later, we have the breakout, and I'm like, no, this just happened to me yesterday with, what was it? CBAY. Let me quickly pull up CBAY. Yeah, so you guys probably remember that. This is almost the exact same setup on CBAY. This was yesterday's lead gapper. We have a red to green move, rounded bottom here. We consolidate under VWAP. We start building up momentum, higher lows. I enter this on the breakout. We don't get a breakout. I get shaken out. A minute later, it runs up 7%. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So ridiculous. But then I got this second breakout trade, which was kind of nice. It was just a really small winner because I bought the breakout and then I sold near here, near the highs here, and I didn't, have the full move. So kind of, just the red days have not been bad. They just, it could have easily been like a $10, $20 green day. It just, we're having no real solid follow throughs. And on these, I just end up getting out too early, which is a little bit annoying. I mean, we could easily be having, 5-10% profit days based on our position sizes. It just, it's a bit of hit or miss at the moment. We're not having those like really clean, bull flag breakout kind of setups, and that's a little bit disappointing. So anyway, the second trade right here on CBAY, I was like, okay, well, on CBAY, we were making moves. We finally broke above this kind of resistance zone. We had the 50-minute EMA coming in here, and we had this nice pullback, and that's when I entered. So I was like, maybe we're going to see that today on SIF. So maybe I should keep an eye out for that. So that's what I was looking for. I was hoping that this move might be it since we broke VWAP and we were pulling back. So I bought the pullback here, but we didn't have continuation, and I didn't get a full entry. So this one was just kind of a scratch. You see 50 shares. I was trying to enter with 250 shares. I didn't get a full entry. And then again, we're above, the 15-minute EMA, and I'm like, this is, this could be that big move. That first pullback and then continuation. So I was a little conservative here. I knew this was, just a slow play. So I bought here on the 73. I probably could again, a little bit more conservative, whatever. And this thing actually runs up a little 5% here. So again, this could have been a 5% winner. This could have been a 5% winner. And then boom, I made 10% on the day. So a little sloppy trading on my end for sure. But again, just not seeing those nice moves. And then this thing, ended up pulling over and then just constantly selling off. And now it's even broke $4. So I don't know. Not really looking too hot. Actually, this break to the downside didn't have that much volume. So this could actually be a buying signal. I don't know. We're like, oh, boom, there it goes. Look at that. That's exactly what I was just talking about. I might actually buy this. But yeah, you guys get the point. I'm going to keep an eye on for this one. If I do trade this, you guys will obviously know. I'll talk about it tomorrow, and you'll see it in the trade journal as well, part of the trades documented on the small account challenge. But yeah, I mean, overall, not really the most blow away day, kind of continuing the slow streak that we've been having in the overall small cap world. But hopefully we get some momentum in soon again, and I can't wait for that. So don't forget to hit that like button, guys, if you enjoy the content. And if you're totally new here, remember we go live every morning at 9:15 to review the watch list, trade the market open. I would love to see you there. So consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the chat next time. So till then, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.